And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Hope you enjoyed that brutal OSC, because we have returned with the semifinals of ESL Open Cup Asia number 208. We just wrapped up with Creator versus Dark, and now we have another Zerg opponent for it. Here we go. Spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Oceanborn, we have the South Korean Protoss player representing Club NV. It is Creator. Go and spawning in the top left hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Zerg player, the blue Zerg representing himself. He is currently teamless. He's currently looking for a team. It is Dong Rei Gu. Predictions open, and if you're in the chat, predictions are open. Place your bets. You have, I believe, 1 or 2 minutes from hearing this message to place your bets on who you think advances on to the grand finals. Obviously, Creator did very well for himself. He achieved so much taking down Dark. Dark, one of the strongest, scariest Zerg players in the entire world, and not just Korea. But DRG has also been on fire recently. Again, if you've been watching the CranKy Ducklings, if you tuned into the IM Katowice qualifiers, you would have seen DRG just have his way with players like Classic, have his way with players like Byun, and many other of the big Korean names. So DRG has also been on fire recently as well. He might be teamless, but he does deserve to be on a team, and well, we'll see. We'll see where this takes us. I wouldn't be surprised if this does go to the ace match, is what I'm trying to get at. In saying that, what I should also emphasize is that Creator is a very different kind of player. I mentioned it, I think it was in game 1. Or even in game number 2. Game 1 was the wild one with the Link Fletch. Mentioned in game 2 how amongst all the Korean Protosses, Creator is the most defensive. He's the most macro-oriented, and unlike players like Nightmare, Hero, and Classic that are very aggressive and very in-your-face, and they set a certain tempo to the game, Creator, he's very similar to Showtime. I do think he's like the Korean Showtime in a sense, where more often than not, he's willing to be more defensive, more macro-oriented, think towards a later stage of the game, and be more, yeah, just take a different approach to the game overall compared to a lot of the other Korean Protoss players. And he can do it very well. He can do it very well. He's very effective at it, and as a result, even if DRG has been able to take down players like Classic recently, Creator is a very different kind of beast. Very different kind of player. Very different indeed. So what I'm getting at is I'm excited. I'm ready for it, Bobby. I'm ready. As for the time being, it's going to be a Stargate opener at a Creator. Should be an Oracle first into a third base. So standard opener from our Protoss player, from our red Protoss. Meanwhile, DRG going for a hatch gas pool into a third. Everything looking as it should. Also, before I get ahead of myself, a big shout out to another gifted sub during the break. A big shout out to an anonymous gifter for 1 gifted sub to Yoshi Kirishima. Thank you, Papi. Thank you. Thank you so much for the gifted sub. We appreciate the support, and I hope the people that have been getting these subs enjoy it as well. Again, I hope you enjoy the emotes. If you join our Discord server, then we do give out replay packs to our subscribers in our Discord channel. So make sure you join our Discord, and yeah, plenty of replays are available. Plenty of replays from Korean pros, Europeans, American, Southeast Asian, all the replays. As the first Oracle is getting across the map, second Oracle is rally back at home. The Lings, they try to get us around, but so far, a good shade here from Creator. Does avoid this around, does get in between these mineral patches, and will be getting his third base up and running. Meanwhile, the Oracle does get across the map, dives into the third base. Oh, we are in position though. That's a lot of damage. As DRG does attack his hatchery for a moment there, but regardless, a lot of hull damage here to the Oracle for only a single drone kill so far. Good defense, a solid defense out of DRG. The Oracle sharking around. Oh, has to be very careful taking some additional hull damage. Creator backing the hell off. Behind this, Oracle Scout, Overlord Scout are going to be getting confirmation of the additional Oracles that are on the way. But what is the follow-up? That is what I'm concerned about. That is what I'm curious about. So we can go into a Twilight Council with a Forge, and there it is. Forge is on the way. So this looks like +1 in Blink. This could also be +1 in Charge, to be fair. We can go either or. Either direction here for Creator. We'll see where he does take us. Things have arrived. Once again, trying to get us around, but Creator does shade away. And these Lings have yet to achieve too much damage here. Just some scouting information, some poking and prodding here and there. But Creator has minimized his losses. Behind this, DRG working on his lair, droning up on 3 bases. And again, Creator just shaving off some of those creep tumors. Does not commit to the shade. Just vying for map control. And there it is. Blink is in production. So it is going to be a very standard setup here from Creator. Just triple Oracle into a 3rd base, into +1 Blink Stalkers. This should be leading into robot production soon thereafter. I don't expect Creator to go into a big gateway explosion to go for a 3-base all-in. Again, he's really just not that kind of player. And there's that robo on the way. So he's just kind of easing his way into this. Again, Oceanborn does have a very short rush distance by ground, so if you wanted to be aggressive, you can be quite successful on a map like this. But so far, everything's been above the board. Above the board? Above the belt. Above board. There you go. As the Oracles, they get a drone kill in the main base. Oh, they get another drone in the main as well. Not too bad. 2 workers. At the same time, Lings attempt to harass, but we're in position. We do recall those Oracles safely back home. And there's no major sign of aggression. Dark. Oh my god. DRG going for a fast infestation pit here as he takes a 4th base. So it looks like we're trying to rush into Hive Tech. Just Ling Roach Ravager into Hive Tech. This could also gain access to Hydra Lurker Viper as well. Again, we are working on +1 range, not +1 melee. So DRG is going for a much more Roach heavier style or heavier composition as opposed to Dark. With those range upgrades. And again, that can more seamlessly transition into Hydra Lurker. And there it is. There's a Hydra Den. So this fast Hive does make plenty of sense. The Hive is going to be for Lurker upgrades and for Vipers as well. So this is where DRG is excelling where Dark did struggle. Remember earlier we were talking about what Dark was struggling with, how he was undermaking drones, overmaking roaches, and he wasn't really thinking further ahead. Dark was stuck on a mid-tier army of Lingbane Roach Ravager. You can see that DRG, upon recognizing how passive Creator is being, upon how defensive he is, and how Creator isn't really committing to any of these fights and any of these attacks, DRG is rushing and racing into Hive Tech. So by the time Creator builds up a death ball of an army, DRG will have a higher quality army to deal with it. There we go. Double Colossus production. 2 Colossi at a time. Creator, he's going to hit a bit of a power spike with 2 and then 4 Colossi. Until then, he's poking and prodding with these Stalkers, but again, he's not going to be committing to any kind of major engagement. Just vying for map control as, oh, he's going to be bleeding out a couple of Stalkers. 1, 2, 3 Stalkers go down. Nice pickles here from DRG. Behind this, there's that Lurker Den we were talking about. Hive is done, Adrenal's on the way, soon to be Vipers. So again, even though Creator is successfully taking up into, into robot production, into Colossi, into eventually Disruptors and Archons, DRG will have the ideal anti-ground toss army. And it's going to be on Creator to scout, and he does see the Hive. Big scout, big moment here for Creator. So once Creator realizes what's going on, Sky Toss. That is when the Protoss is forced to abandon ground toss and start thinking about a Sky Toss transition. Right now it's too early for that. Like, Creator is already investing into all these forms of tech, into Disruptors, and he has to commit to that. But I'm sure he's already thinking about, Carriers, Tempest, and that late game. Meanwhile, Lings have arrived, do force a cancel, do get a couple of gas geysers, but not much else. Lings are not able to deny the hatchery or the Nexus. Storm is on the way, Lurker range in production. So again, DRG, he's adapting very nicely here to the passivity of Creator. So if you're a Zerg player out there, this is kind of how you want to approach this. The difficult thing of what I keep saying Dark. The difficult thing about what DRG was able to accomplish here was recognize how defensive Creator was being. And with that, as soon as he realized what was happening, then bam, that's when we start working on the infestation bit, on the Hive Tech, on everything else. And how many Lunkers do we have? We have 12 Lurkers, and there's a Fleet Beacon. As we mentioned before, once Creator realized what was happening, Sky Toss has to be the answer, and we are working on it. But there's a window. There's a big window where DRG has Hydra Lurker Viper, and Creator doesn't have Sky Toss. So it's going to be on Creator to survive. Let's going to be on Creator to weather the storm and make it that far, as we do have a bit of a Zealot drop here, but it does get cleaned up. Now, do we have any Vipers yet? We do not. We are up to 15 Lurkers, but we are lacking those Vipers. Without Vipers, we can't really engage. We can't really collapse and deal with these Colossi and Disruptors, as Creator is taking a fifth. At the same time as DRG establishes his own fifth. Mothership is being rushed out. Tempest production has commenced. I believe there's only one Stargate. Yeah, only one Stargate. There we go. Second and third Stargate on the way. These Stargates are delayed, is what I will say. This is late production here from Creator, so less than ideal. Going to take a little bit longer to get into this. And DRG already working on that Spire. Nova goes up. Good connection. Takes 2 Novas to kill a Lurker, but good connection nonetheless. At the same time, a counterattack gets caught out by a massive stasis trap, and a big revelation as well. We focus down 2 of those Lurkers. Big pickups here from Creator. At the same time, DRG pushing in, but he runs into Colossi. He doesn't gain any ground. Oh, tries to pick up a High Templar. The High Templar, no! Oh, they do overextend. One High NG High Templar goes down. Nice pickup. So DRG loses 2 Lurkers. Meanwhile, he picks up a High Templar. Bit of a give and take. Another Lurker goes down. Good use of these Oracles. Again, DRG over-making Lurkers, under-making Hydras. So without anti-air, these Oracles actually achieve quite a lot. There it is. 6 more Hydras on the way. Still no Vipers, which is concerning. I'm becoming more and more concerned here when it comes to the army composition of DRG. He is maxed out, but again, Vipers add so much more complexity to your army, and without them, I'm not sure if I'm convinced. But here we go, we're pushing in. Big storm, but there's very little to defend here for Creator. Creator, he gets caught off guard. He gets caught out of position. At the same time, we dive on top of the main army. The Stalkers! The blink is 1 second too late. Novas go off. They connect with 1 Lurker and a couple of Hydras, but on the right-hand side, on the left-hand, towards the south here, this third base is being broken. We're getting into the mineral line. We get a big warping of units. The Vipers are finally in production, and here comes the army of DRG. And again, Creator, he's out of position. He's not where he needs to be. Tempest goes down, Void Ray as well. And Creator is going for a counterattack. Looks like he knows he cannot engage with this army. Not anymore. It's too little too late. But this base trade from Creator, it is so late. It's so delayed. Third base has been broken. Natural soon to be broken. And then from here we can go into the main base. Meanwhile, Creator across the map. There aren't any Lurkers to defend, but Vipers have arrived, and there's just not enough here. We are just camping the production. At the same time, a big Zealot counterattack. Would you have the Mothership for a recall? True. Recalls are available. DRG can't turn around anytime soon. There's that recall. Yeah, Colossi from one end to the other. And catching out all these spine crawlers. Never going to be going up. DRG has to take this slow. Here come those Vipers. We get the yoink. We get 1. We get 2. We get 3 Colossi. And just like that, every single Colossus goes down. Big pickoffs, the Lurkers have arrived, and at the same time, we are camping the production, camping the main base. DRG is all over this. Now there is detection. There was. Never mind. There we go. Revelations coming in. We will clean this up. And now we have to take stock here. Okay. So Creator lost 2 bases. But he also killed a base of DRG and killed a lot of workers. DRG only has 61 workers, doesn't have the best economy. Pushing on forward. He's trying to catch out the army here of Creator. This is still very close, very neck and neck. Now, obviously, the production of Creator has been hurting, and we're diving on top of the army. The yoinks! We get the Mothership, we get the Immortals. Massive abductions here. Yeah, DRG catching Creator before he could get to his final form. Ooh, big Nova! Oh my god. Massive connection on the army. DRG wedging himself in between the bases. Looking at the army tab here, we have 1 carrier, 1 disruptor. We have 1 of everything. 1 immortal, 1 carrier, 1 disruptor, 1 void ray, a handful of archons. But Creator does have a decent economy here. Like, what's important is that he has 2 fresh mining bases, as opposed to DRG with only 1. Still doesn't have this center base up yet. Link counterattack gets into the main army pushing towards the new 3rd base of Creator. Spine shot's going to be going off. Nova will connect. Big connection. The Vipers, they are a little bit lagging behind and now coming in. And again, the MVPs here for DRG have been the Yoinks, have been the Vipers. Again, there's no high temp left to feedback, to snipe. We can see Creator trying to outmaneuver the army. Nova goes up. Ooh, big connection. But we yoink everything else. Power bomb here on those oracles. We force a recall as well, saving 1 carrier. But it looks like DRG has done it. It looks like he has broken through. He's cleaned up most of the army. There just is barely anything left. Again, only 2 carriers remain. No more storms, no more disruptors. Oh, I say that one Nova goes off. These Novas have been insane. Every single time they get a juicy connection. And that's making this closer than it should be. DRG is being cleaned up. Oh, the 1 lurker. DRG, he is cleaned up for the most part. 1 lurker does survive. Behind this, DRG now saturating his bases. Trying to muster up an army. Do we have any Vipers left over? We do. All 3 Vipers were saved. All 3 Vipers are still alive. Creator, these 2 bases have been left untouched, and he's still building himself up. This is still anyone's game. Like, I want to give the edge to DRG, but I mean, he keeps taking Novas in the face, so I can't I can't say that with confidence, you know? 1 Nova could be all it takes. Not just that, but depending on the angle of attack. DRG rotating over towards the triangular 3rd. Lurker harass on the right-hand side, but we have detection, we have cannons. This Lurker won't achieve too much. Here we go, DRG setting up. Here we go, finally we yoink that disruptor. We do shut it down, we get an immortal, we get a carrier, but we don't have that much anti-air. I'm not too sure about these yoinks. Yeah, not enough Hydras. A little bit wasteful there from DRG as all 3 carriers survive. DRG is forced back. Now, thankfully, he does keep the Vipers alive once again. But he picked up the Immortals and the Disruptor. Lurker on the right-hand side was cleaned up. DRG once again wedging himself in between the bases. Still lacking some of those Hydras. It may even be worth, like, parasitic bombing or something just for some extra DPS. EPT waddling in. We'll get some damage done. We'll trade. And a good yoinks. Good yoinks here on the Archon. Immortals do recall. It looks like DRG is finally stabilized. He's finally amassed a large enough army to deal with one of these bases, pushing on in. Sure, there are cannons and shield batteries, but it's not going to be enough. We have the ground army from left-hand side into lurkers. Oh my god. So many lunker spines. We yoink the carriers, one after the other. This time we have enough Hydras. Yeah, we yoink every single carrier. And DRG, he has pulled it off. It was an intense game. There was a weird base trade in the midst of all of it. GG gets called, and DRG takes game number 1. Whew. GG. Oh my god. GG, well played. Congratulations, DRG does take the first game, but it's a best of 3. Still plenty of games are ahead of us. Could still go either way, and that was still a very close one as well. Went down to the wire. Catching up with the chat. My prediction for 2024, Year of Hearthstone. Happy New Year's, chat and CranKy. May the year be filled with a plentiful amount of dank blessings. Ah, thank you, Ganjama. Thank you. I want to say Gamja. But yes, every year is a year of Hearthstone. Every year, pal. Thanks for streaming. Always love you. But here we go, spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Solaris. We have the South Korean Protoss player, the Red Protoss, representing Club NV. It is Creator. Looking to fight back, looking to tie things up and force the ace match, and spawning in the top right-hand corner, one game away from advancing on to the grand finals. We have the South Korean Zerg player, the Blue Zerg, representing himself. He's currently teamless, looking for a team. He deserves one. It is DRG. Here we go. But again, when it came to that last game, we spoke about how Creator, sure, he was being defensive, he was teching up, getting up to 4 bases, getting into robot production, double Colossus, but DRG was very crisp when it came to scouting and recognizing how tech-heavy Creator was, and DRG was so quick. Remember, when he took his 4th base, that's when he threw down the Infestation bit, that's when he was starting up his Hive Tech, getting into Hydra Lurker Viper. And even though Creator was rushing into Colossus production, DRG, he had the answer for it. This is something that Dark, again, was kind of struggling with, what DRG was able to excel at. And as we got further into that game, Creator was trying to transition into Skytools, but was caught out of position. Remember, initially, Creator was doing well defending. He was holding onto his bases. And then there was that one move where DRG attacked the triangular third, and Creator was nowhere to be found. And then we forced a base trade. We forced like this weird, awkward base trade where Creator had to push, and by the time he got across the map, he already lost his third, and he already lost his natural, and DRG was already knocking down the front door of his main. So just, yeah, one wrong move, Creator out of position, and things took a turn for the worst for the Protoss. But we'll see if we can bring it back here in Game 2. Personally, regardless of how this goes, I want an ace match. I want us to go all the way to Game 3, but I'm greedy like that. We'll see. We'll see where our players take us. You can call me Ganja, man. Oh, okay. Oh, good. Here we go. As for the time being, we're getting set up here on our 2 bases. DRG forced to take the unnatural natural. Likewise, Creator just getting into a gate expand into the cyber core. Everything looking by the book. Of course, DRG forced to have a little bit more of an uncomfortable early game. Creator is here to try to delay that 3rd base, but the Lings have arrived and Creator is going to be forced back. Meanwhile, this is not something I was expecting at a Creator. Here in Game 2, that is a Twilight Council opener. Something far more aggressive. Now, I don't think this is going to be Glaives. We'll see. We, for the time being, are staying in gas. We do pull one out. Oh, there we go. We're pulling out. Okay, Glaive Adepts. Never mind. We do pull out of gases here. We have 2 and 2. This should be Glaive Adepts here from Creator. I was going to say that maybe he's going to be going into Dark Templar if he stayed in gas, but because he pulled out, it screams Glaive Adepts. So a very aggressive opener here from Creator. But something that's interesting is that... Okay, there we go. I was like, do we have a robo? We do. We do have a robo on the way. Should be 4 gate Glaives. Now, this is not an all-in. This is not an all-in by any means. This is a way to get ahead economically and to take a 3rd base, to expand and transition. Meanwhile, DRG going for a very fast Roach Warren. Oh my god. A 3-minute 35 Roach Warren here. I don't think this is defensive. I think DRG intends on being aggressive himself. Things are about to get crazy. Things are about to get rowdy. In Creator, he's finishing up his 4 gateways, getting into Glaives. Meanwhile, DRG going to be cutting workers a little bit earlier, I imagine. Going to be joining up to 41 and then focusing on Ling and Roach production. Waiting for his Overlords to make sure he doesn't get supply blocked. And we'll see how these 2 aggressive builds, how they interact with each other. I kind of want to give the edge to DRG with those Roaches, but we'll see. The Adepts have been spotted. DRG turning back around. Oh, he's going to get a surround on one of those Adepts. Nice pickup. Oh, does try to pick one up, but will be saved here by the Prism. Overlord gets in, gets eyes on the follow-up. Safety Spores are on the way, just in case it is going to be Dark Templar. And the Adepts are soon to arrive. here we go. DRG in position. Yeah, he's going to be able to shut this down. We have a lair on the way, and we're droning. So DRG, he has deflected the Glaive Adepts, and Creator is expanding. So far, it's a bit of a give and take here, but DRG, he has so many Lings. I don't think he's going to allow this base to get up. The Lings can soon arrive. We're going to be checking this linear third base. We do get on top of this Stalker. What's a recall? Stalker, is not saved. At the same time, Prism into the main base is deflected. DRG doesn't lose any drones. And yeah, he's just going to be droning. I was wondering if we were going to go for a follow-up all-in from here for DRG, but he's just droning, taking his gases. Focusing on his lair, and he is recovering. He is going to be recovering. Meanwhile, behind this, Creator will slowly be establishing his third. His third has been delayed because of the Twilight Council opener. So, all in all, I would give the edge to DRG after the early game. Especially because Glaive Adepts don't scale well into the mid-game. Now, if you remember, we had a very similar setup here earlier against Dark, where Creator had opened up Glaives, did an attack, followed up with Archon Harass, and Dark did overreact. I'm sure that's what Creator is hoping for this time, and this time, instead of going for some Archon Harass, he's going to be going for some Immortal Harass with Adepts on the ground. Let's go. Adepts are pushing. Immortals are on the way as well. Here we go. It is going to be a follow-up attack from Creator. DRG, is he ready for it? He does have a couple of Ravagers. Roaches are on the way. He does spot the move out. How many Adepts? 19 Adepts. That's a lot of Adepts, Papi. 19? Should say 25. Here we go. We're pushing up the ramp. Roaches and Ravagers are in position. Immortals soon to be dropped. And it looks like we're going to commit to the shade. We got on top of the Ravagers. Ravagers, they are caught out. Big pickoffs. Miles going to be connecting the Immortals. They go ham on the Queens. The Lings are coming in to reinforce. And can we clean this up? It's going to be close. The Adepts, they do shade into the main base. They're going for the Mineral Line. Drones are forced back. And most workers will survive. The Immortals likewise are forced back as well. But these two Immortals have been doing so much here. They're just chewing away at these Roaches. Again, DRG, he has maintained his economy. The Prism barely survives, getting another warp in. Adepts, they shade into the main base. Drones, they're falling left and right. In the main, at least. 3 drones. Not enough, though. Gotta get a couple more in the natural. But DRG, he holds. He cleans this up. I was worried it was going to be a little bit worse for DRG in the main base, but no, only 5 workers. DRG, he defends, he deflects this, he's pushing for a counterattack, and what do we have to defend? We have vanilla Stalkers. 0 Stalkers to defend. Creator, he is in a bit of trouble here. The Immortals doing what they can. Juggling. Delaying the push. But the push is here. Shield batteries are finishing up. We have 2 or 3 shield batteries on the way. Concave is real. We're collapsing on this armor. We do have an overcharge. Overcharge is poppable. We stutter step forward. The files are real, and we do shut down that shield battery. Does DRG have enough? The Immortals are doing a lot of damage in the back line. The files will connect, and Creator will hold. Does hold on. GG gets called. DRG committed to that. Does tap out. And Creator ties up the series 1-1. GG. Oh my god, DRG. I hadn't realized just, how committed he was with that push and how all in he was as well. I mean, he had an okay economy behind it, but if you're looking at the worker counts were even. So DRG, he just wasn't really thinking any further ahead from there. Didn't have any other upgrades on the way. He was doubling down. In the end, we're going to the ace match. We're going all the way to game number 3. Let's go. Let us go. Here we go. We're getting into game 3. So I'm a little bit distracted. Just some messages going on. in the Discord. Here we go. We are diving into game number 3, the ace match. It all ends here. It all ends on hard lead. Sorry, there's soon to be a new tournament announced, though. This is an announcement of an announcement. Events coming soon in 2024. And I just responding to some Discord messages. But here we go, spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of hard lead. We have the South Korean Protoss player, the red Protoss representing Club NV, tying up the series 1-1 that last game. It is Creator. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Zerg player, the blue Zerg, representing himself, currently teamless, looking for a team. It is DRG. Here we go, sorry. As we are settling into this, and for now, again, we are just going to be setting up. We do have a hatch gas. We'll standard openers, no early gas, no early pull here from either player. And again, we are going all the way to game number 3. I am here for it. I'm ready for it. Gibbs. And yeah, that was just a really interesting build out of Creator. So to wind it back, just to wind it all back a little bit, just to take in what happened. Creator did go 4-gate Glaive Adepts. If you remember, he didn't commit with his initial Glaive Adepts. He saw the defense of DRG, he respected it, he backed off, and instead he built up on 3 bases, got into early Immortal production, and then he hit a timing with 2 Immortals and 25 Adepts. And he was able to trade well, did some economic damage, but more importantly, he kept all of his Immortals alive. And that was the real X factor there as to why DRG did tap out. Both Immortals survived, and in the defense, when DRG failed to break the 3rd, we had built up to 3 and even 4 Immortals. And the quality of the army from Creator was just getting insane, because behind that, Blink was finishing up, he was getting to Stalkers, he had Forge finishing up for +1. DRG was just stuck in a really awkward position and up against a hefty army as well, so yeah, really interesting how that all turned out. Not a very standard build out of Creator in that last game, but yeah, really interesting, and I mean, was able to work out in the end. It did pay off. The initial attack didn't work, but it was the defense that was powerful enough, that was good enough to snowball into a win. So GG, well played. This time though, as much as I was fascinated by that last game, we're going to be loading into game 3, and we're going for a Stargate opener instead. Now, this is a really interesting location. The Stargate is behind the mineral line, so this might be a Void Ray first, or a Phoenix first. The reason why I bring this up is just because usually if it's an Oracle first, the Stargate is thrown down a little bit further out, closer to the edge of the map, and closer to the edge of the base, just so we can get across the map faster. As I say that, we are still going for the Oracle, not the Void Ray. Interesting choice here. We also opened up Stalker. So with this, DRG is going to be in the dark. He's not going to be aware of what's going on. And I'm curious if Creator keeps his Oracle back at home, or if he does move out with it. Because again, you can see the rally is here behind the mineral line. And again, the placement of this Stargate is really peculiar to me. And yeah, we're keeping this Oracle back at home. We're banking up Oracles. Okay, so basically what's happening here, based on the placement and based on the Stalker, Creator, he's faking out a Twilight Council opener. That's what's happening right now. He's faking out a Twilight Council, he's banking up Oracles, and he's hoping to catch DRG off guard. This is a very old school build. I remember seeing this in the last map pool, back on like Babylon and back on Royal Blood. So yeah, really interesting to see this return again here from Creator. And DRG is falling for it. That's a fast Roach Horn. This is what, another 3-minute 30-ish Roach Horn timing, designed to shut down Glaive Adepts. Lings are amassing. I mean, DRG could just be going for his own aggression though. Bear that in mind. This defense could very quickly be turned into an offense. And here we go. Oracles are moving out. 3rd base is being taken. So it's going to be double Oracle and no spores. No spore in the main, no spore at the natural, no spore at the 3rd base. So DRG was not expecting this whatsoever. Spores are now on the way. Queens are getting in position, and can we pull this off? Can we minimize losses here? The Oracles, they go for the middle line, and a big reaction there out of DRG. Does pull back, only losing one drone though. And at the same time, Lings are flooding across the map. They catch a probe. And even though Creator did a good job at hiding his build, even though he did a good job at catching DRG off guard, so far a good defense. Good defense out of DRG. Only losing one drone. And yeah, now we can kind of get into our games. DRG, we're welding, by the way. We're going for an all-in. DRG, he's cutting workers here at 43. We are on hard lead, very short rushes by ground. These queen walks are very common here on this map in PvZ or in ZvP. And it's all or nothing. It's all or nothing here for Dongray Gu. Even a drone. He wants to get involved. Lings, Roaches, Ravagers, Queens, everything is waddling across the map. Creator is aware. We have shield batteries on the way. Shield batteries, cannons, all in production. Can Creator hold? We're going for a proxy hatchery. Oh my god. I was not expecting that. Okay. This, like, oh, we're going for the spine. Oh, we're spreading creep, so my apologies. The cancel into the creep tumor. Let's go. My brain was thinking extractor trick. But yeah, the creep is being spread. DRG, that means he can transfuse. We'll have the ability to transfuse. We're trying to collapse onto that natural base. So far though, look at how much stack defense we have. Creator is looking solid. Again, slow and steady here. Slow and steady for Creator. The longer this goes on, the better it is for the Protoss. But the gateways are falling. The wall is slowly being knocked down. Likewise, we're still just amassing a larger army here for DRG. Creep is slowly spreading. We take down the second gateway. Wild's going to be connecting here, and it looks like we can take down the third. The natural is fortified, the third less so. If we get into the middle line, this third base is going to be knocked down. Behind this, DRG, he starts up a lair. He's droning. DRG, he's transitioning. He's droning up behind this. Nexus will fall. We shut down all the probes. And it looks like DRG is content by just containing his opponent. He's committing though. Oh my god. Diving into the natural. Wilds, they do graze the army. It's not going to be enough. Creator is going to be forcing this back. We have an Oracle to harass across the map as well. Does check saturation. Oh. It's a couple of drones. By a couple, I mean one. Oh, as Creator's being a little bit adventurous here with his Stalkers, is getting caught out here. Here comes the surround. Has two Stalkers. But this creep is being so annoying. The creep ideally is designed to spread towards these fringe bases to delay the third base. But the Oracles, how many do we have? Oh my god, I'm getting deja vu. 6 Oracles here for Creator to defend. He chases down the Queens, and how much anti-air do we have left? We have 3 Queens remaining. That's not a lot of Queens, that's not a lot of anti-air. And here we go, Creator going for a massive counter-attack. He defended against the all-in, and now DRG, can he survive his opponent's follow-up all-in? Or is it, again, the counter-attack here from Creator. Stalker's pushing forward. Good target firing. And DRG, he made his bed. Can he sleep in it? That's the question. Good blinks here from these Stalkers, shaving off so many of these Lings. Behind this, third base is on the way. Robo as well. Picking up a Ravager. Picking up whatever we can. It looks like DRG should be able to hold on. He has been able to weather the worst of it. Even having enough freedom to go for a Ling counterattack. And, ooh, do we have much at home to defend? The Oracles, yeah, they're turning back around. Oh, Lings, they do get in. The wall, just barely on the wall, but DRG does pull back. Doesn't commit. I mean, the cannons, the shield batteries, that was enough to hold on. And worker-wise, Creator's in a good position. He has a comparable, if not better, economy than that of the Zerg player. DRG is not droning. Bear that in mind. It looks like DRG is going for a second wave, a second all-in. DRG cutting workers at 58. His hatchery getting up and running, and he's just amassing just Ling Bane Road Ravager, or Ling Road Ravager. Oh, there it is. Infestation Pit, Bailey Nest, and now we're droning. So, DRG was amassing an army, maybe a little bit concerned that Creator was going to commit. Creator didn't, and now DRG's behind in the economy. He's behind in droning. Oh no! The Oracles, they come in! Oh, they catch even more workers here. Finally, 5 drones go down. A bit of an A move though. Creator a little bit distracted. Distracted by the Ling counterattack. We'll lose 3 of those Oracles. It's a pretty expensive loss. As they come in, they pick up a couple of units. Ling's coming in for a surround. And Creator, he does get caught out. A bit of an overextension here from the Protoss. The Oracles, they do come into support. They will clean up a lot of these Lings. But is this worth it? Yeah, DRG keeps pushing and he will deny this fort. Oh, that's a kill! That's a kill, not a cancel in the Nexus. 400 minerals down the drain. Not like this. As is it going to be DRG's turn to overextend? Uh-oh. He may have killed a base, but he's bleeding out a lot of his army. A lot of Roaches and Ravagers just went down. DRG falling behind in army supply. He's mainly reliant on Lings. Lings going for a counterattack. Colossi have arrived. And we're looking to push out. We may want to wait for Extend Thermal Lance though. Upgrade's still on the way. Creator just not giving DRG any room to breathe here. He's just amassing his army back at home, chilling. Lings are threatening a run by, but they haven't been able to achieve much of anything. DRG is trying to stabilize. He's on 65 workers, just under 3 base saturation. Again, DRG's economy is just not it. It's just not there. It means if a fight goes poorly for DRG, he won't be able to remax. Lings, they do force a cancel on the 4th. The Colossi have arrived, and Creator, he may just have too much. Now is the time to push out. He has Extend Thermal Lance. He does take a good fight. Does lose the 4th again for a second time. Oh, the Oracles. There it is. There's the War Prism. The War Prism is the sign that Creator does want to push. With the War Prism, he can reinforce. He can juggle his units. He can micro his Colossi. And I just worry that DRG just doesn't have enough sustain here, and he just doesn't have the army he's looking for. Vipers will help. Don't get me wrong. The Vipers, they are the MVPs. We can abduct, we can yoink so many of these Colossi. But how many Vipers do we have? We have 1, soon to be 2. And it's going to take time for these Vipers to gather up their energy. +2 about to kick in. Where is that Prism? There we go. It's now on the way. I've been waiting. I'm like, wait, give us the Prism, Bobby. Creator getting up to 6 Colossi, by the way. Sorry, 5 Colossi. Arguably too many Colossi, as we do have a massive Ling counterattack. We get into a mineral line. Probe's going to be going down, and Creator doesn't care. We're going for a base trade. We are committing. Creator, he loses 22 probes across the map. This 3rd base is going to go down, but we've been here before. Creator doesn't care about his base anymore. He doesn't care about his economy. He cares about this push. We shut down the Fort hatchery, and we can keep on going. Now, we do have to respect those Vipers, though. The Vipers, they do pose a big threat. Stalkers, they will feel things out. 4th base is going to be going down. Where are the Colossi to support, though? Again, time is working against Creator. We gotta go here and now. We gotta send it back. There we go. Good force fields. Here come the yoinks. Bit of a misclick, though. We do get 2 of those Colossi. 2 go down, but we have 3 more behind this. Lings, they come in for a surround. Where's the Prism? The Prism a little bit too far behind, and the Colossi, they're falling. Yeah, big surround here. DRG swallows up the army, and he will clean this up. GG gets called, and DRG forces the base trade, forces the all-in, and will clean it up. Takes the series 2-1, advancing on to the grand finals. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Oh my god. GG, well played. DRG will take the series in the end there. Unfortunately, there was no counter to the abductions. What I meant by that was the Prism was very far behind. We have seen time and time again that if you're in a fight like that, and if your Colossi get abducted, then to kind of counter Micro as a Protoss player, you have your War Prism to juggle and to pick up those Colossi to save them. But it was further back. There was no juggling available. There was no saving of those Colossi. And on top of that, I did feel like we took a little bit too long to commit to that base trade. And to be fair, even if Creator was a little bit more assertive, I don't know if he had enough to really kill DRG then and there. It was a close one, regardless. GG, congratulations to DRG as he advances on to the grand finals. And does he have an opponent ready and waiting? Does he have someone in the finals? We're here to find out.